All right, enough of that. Enough of that. We could get rid of that. How's it going, man?
Not too bad yourself.
Not too bad. You had enough snow yet?
Yeah, I've had enough of my liking. We're supposed to get some more too.
Yeah, up to anywhere from what 15 to 30 centimeters or something,
Yeah.
something like that.
Fuck.
Insanity.
I know we don't get much all year or all winter long, and then February hits and we get fucking plowed.
Yeah, it's crazy. And we haven't had this kind of snow in a long time. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, we've had a couple doozies over the last few years, but nothing quite as
No,
wow.
not
This
like
is,
this.
we got close to what 20 centimeters, and then now another anywhere from 15 to 30 centimeters.
Yeah.
Ah, man, so literally this weekend's going to be like a dud.
Pretty much. Yeah.
You know, um, it looks like it's going to like snow pretty much all day Saturday, and the heaviest part is going to be Sunday morning. It looks like.
Oh darn! I won't be able to go to church then.
uh, or if you do and it does catch on fire, at least they're going to have plenty of snow to put it out.
That's right.
Oh man. So, I forwarded you a like a case. I'll give you a little. This is where I found out about this case, and it's really intriguing. I'll play the clip from the show that talks about it. It's fucked up, man. It is just really really screwed up.
Yeah, play it, man. I want to hear it.
Gonna hold on a sec. All right.
TikTok ghost hunter found dead with her blood drained. Earlier this year, there was a popular trend on the French-speaking corner of TikTok, which involved aspiring influencers trekking through haunted areas in Europe in the hopes of finding ghosts. Western Europe has always been a favorite region for those interested in hunting the supernatural thanks to the land's rich history, as well as its supposedly haunted medieval and Gothic buildings that are peppered about. 22-year-old French woman Ariana Natalie Lane may have been one of those eager participants. However, in March of 2024, an expedition into an apparent haunted region in Italy led to her own demise. From St.
Italy.
France, Ariana had made plans to tour Europe as a part of a ghost hunting adventure, where she reportedly told family that she was planning to investigate a haunted house that she believed was inhabited by supernatural beings. So she packed up her supplies for the journey to Chatelard Castle in Italy's Aosta Valley, where there was a haunted chapel close by, and she was hoping to witness some kind of supernatural occurrence. In the area near Chatelard Castle, witnesses described seeing Ariana along with a young male who had olive skin and dark hair. They were reportedly dressed, quote, like vampires, and that Ariana looked emaciated and pale. Some described her looking like a walking corpse. The two had apparently been asking around this local village where a good place to camp was, and it said that they allegedly discussed, the haunted chapel with some of these people as well, asking about it. Quote, they were dressed like two goths, all in dark, like those boys who venerate death. I thought two vampires, a local around the castle said. Ariana certainly had intentions of finding something frightening during her journey. Sadly, she would discover exactly that, but not in the way she had expected.
Do
On
we have this
April
video
5th,
linked on the description?
2024, a hiker would
No,
come across
I'll put it
Ariana's
in
decomposed
after it's
body in an abandoned chapel. Something else that was disturbingly discovered when authorities arrived is that the woman's body had been drained of all of her blood. At the scene, authorities noted that the French woman's death was quite violent. Yet, curiously, there wasn't any overt sign of a struggle with an assailant. It's almost as if she had, allowed herself to be killed. The medical examiner described that the victim had been stabbed with a camping knife before bleeding to death. She was also shot 3 times, twice in the neck and once in the abdomen. However, it's believed that these wounds may have been inflicted after she had died. Police described the sheer amount of blood at the ghastly scene and how it had been spattered about across the floor. Along with the body, investigators also found a package of pink marshmallows amongst a few other store-bought items that were purchased at the local market. Later, police would determine that the killing took place sometime between March 26th and March 27th of 2024. So what was this? Well, the internet theorized that this was related to the haunted church she had been investigating. You know, something paranormal might have been afoot. Or perhaps maybe this was a bizarre sacrifice of sorts. She encountered a spectral demon that devoured her soul. What was it? Despite many online postulating supernatural theories for a death, the authorities had a different one in mind, and they claimed they were close to finding the source and the truth behind this death. Officers had narrowed down the potential suspects, leaving one man as the believed culprit, an individual who was described as having olive skin by the witnesses who saw them, Ariana's boyfriend. On April 10th of 2024, French officers were able to track down the suspect, 21-year-old Tama Soaib, of Grenoble, France. This individual was arrested on suspicion of murder. You see, Tama had a bit of a track record when it came to alleged abuse, as authorities would find a prior arrest for a reported violence against Ariana, an incident that resulted in the boyfriend being ordered not to be close to the girl, an order that he obviously disobeyed. Investigators announced that they believed it was possible Ariana may have been a victim of what's called consented murder. The explanation for what this is in the name itself. Basically, it's a murder in which the victim gives consent to be killed, which to those who might not know is definitely illegal. The authorities, however, would reportedly walk this back and conclude that it was simply a homicide. The police would comment, quote, "It was not a case of rapture, jealousy, or passion. It is a classic femicide," which is murder of a woman, and it was determined by a motive of possession and the annulment of the victim's will. However, the internet was more focused on a possible sacrifice and thus began to blame the TikTok trend that had been happening all throughout France with the ghost hunters. A spokesperson from TikTok stated, quote, "No evidence has been presented that relates this tragic death to TikTok in any way. They said it was a false narrative." The boyfriend was later extradited from France to Italy, where he faced serious murder charges.
We hear trouble. You really trouble?
We're gonna get dinged for copyright on this,
Yeah.
but
There's
if you
find a
link
dead
it-
body. The old and abandoned Coon Memorial
All right.
link
So,
the site down in the description.
oh, yeah, I'm going to put the link in the description. But what do you think? What do you think that's pretty fucked up, huh?
It is. I've never even heard about this until now, until you brought it up to my attention.
Neither did I. But you know, I think it's something that we need to kind of like explore a lot more of. I mean, we have kind of, but we haven't. The darker side of the paranormal. There's a lot of darkness in the paranormal. There's a lot of, you know, nefarious shit going on.
Yeah.
You know, and it even if it's something like, you know, Slender Man, and you know, people, a couple of girls going out and trying to kill another girl because Slender Man made them do it.
Mm-hmm.
From a meme to you know, I mean, turning into like it's like real life mirroring the internet. You know, it's just really whacked out what people think about when they do this. You know, the things that they do. It's just insane. You know.
I'm just reading the comment there. Seems pretty obvious to me. No ghosts involved, just a sad little girl and a sick fuck. Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Most likely. I just find it, regardless. She was
Yeah.
found with no blood in her body. Did they
Yeah.
find blood anywhere around her? Like, obviously I'd have to look into it more, but if they didn't find any blood around her, then that's even more sick, because what the fuck was the guy doing with her blood?
Yeah. Just putting it out. Of Uh, I'm just putting it in the description. So
Yep. It's definitely an intriguing story.
yeah, it's
Of course, it has
fucked.
to happen in Italy.
I was gonna say that, eh? Isn't that fucked up?
Fuck.
You know,
I gotta go. I gotta go. When I go back to Italy, I gotta go check out this this area.
This castle. How far?
Yeah.
How far is it from where you're from?
I have no idea. I'd have to look.
It's pretty screwed up.
It is. Let's see if I can find.
There's a lot of articles in Italian. In fact, that's all I can find on YouTube. There's a lot of news articles on
So you
YouTube.
found this on YouTube, or did you Google this? How
That-
did you
no.
come across it?
I just I was watching some stuff on YouTube and it came across this. This one is entitled. Let me just see. Actually, I'm going to subscribe. It's really does an amazing job on. But this one is called "The Internet's Most Criminal Ghost Hunters," and I started basically a collection of bizarre and criminal ghost hunter stories from across the internet. And man, there's a lot. There's a lot of shit
Maybe
out.
we should have him on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. But I found I have a whole bunch of articles that I could and they all basically say the same thing, really, just a different spin. It's basically the same thing.
Mhm.
But what the more in depth articles are in Italian or French, right? Because this happened in Italy and with a couple French citizens. So they're both French. So it was kind of weird, man.
It's in northern Italy.
No ghosts involved, but I just she was a content creator who investigated the paranormal, if you will, and which led her to this place in Italy, this old haunted castle.
Oh wow, that's like really north. That's like close to the Swiss border.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. That's at least 5 hours away from where I live.
Yeah.
Minimum, if not more.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just the sheer bizarreness of this case.
Yeah.
It's just really bizarre.
Yeah, but you don't hear many cases of people, being killed on a ghost hunting tour or whatever you want to call it. But on top of that, I mean, stuff does happen. Obviously, accidents happen, but to be found murdered and no blood in your system, that's the intriguing part.
Yeah. Did these two think that they might have been vampires? I mean, it is a possibility. There are people.
There's a lot of people that think they're
that
vampires.
think
Man.
that they're vampires. I mean, it's a real thing. People
It is.
Wake up. It is a real thing. People.
Yep.
There is a culture of people who believe they're actual authentic vampires.
Yes. Both the sanguine version, meaning they believe that they need to drink human blood or blood in general in order to sustain their life. Energy vampires, psychic vampires. There's a whole subculture. A long time ago we were supposed to have that one author. I forgot her name off the top of my head right now.
You're talking about that crime.
No.
The one that gave us a yes, no.
No. We actually we were supposed to have this one author on, and I can't remember the name at the top of my head right now. But she scheduling got mixed up. Her assistant kind of messed things up, and she never came on.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm horrible with names. That's why. But she's the one who wrote the Psychic Vampire Codex, plus a bunch of other books. She's part of that subculture.
Yeah.
right? And so yeah, I mean it's very interesting how you have that sort of subset where people believe wholeheartedly that they're, and obviously not like the fictional type vampire in Hollywood where you're an immortal being and whatever, but these people do believe that drinking blood, especially human blood,
Hmm.
does enhance their strength, does make them, healthier, for lack of a
Yeah.
better term, right?
Hmm. I mean, is this just a case of her consenting to her boyfriend to draw blood or whatever, to drink her blood, and things went awry?
That's a possibility.
You know,
He may
I
have
mean,
he may have taken way too much
too much
and just
blood
kept going.
killing her. But I mean, okay, but what about the gunshot? You know, the gunshots after the fact. She was already dead. Why?
It's a young
To
kid,
make it look like it
it,
was something else.
right? It's a young kid who probably doesn't know anything
Yeah.
and
Hey,
figured,
sister.
hey, I'm gonna be smart and make it look like it was a a shooting gone wrong or whatever the case, maybe a robbery,
Yeah.
right? Gone wrong. Uh, that's what I'm assuming. I mean, I haven't obviously delved into it at all, but if you're saying that there was gunshots after the fact, then yeah, why else would you do that?
Yeah. Yeah. So and it obviously took them a while to track down her boyfriend and arrest him for the possible,
Murder,
murder of her. And so, like I said, going in and kind of researching it a little bit more, a lot of the stuff, like you might be able to understand some of the newer stuff that's come out. A lot of it's either Italian or French.
yeah. Hmm.
So I mean, because I mean, obviously the case against him and how that's going along, what's going on with that. Again, I can't. I mean, you can translate some of it, but you can't translate it all,
Hmm.
right? So I mean, somebody who can understand fluent Italian, again, um, the dialect or slang or whatever, right? I mean, that's another thing, right, Alex? I mean, there's how many different dialects of
Every region has its own dialect, but I mean, typically, like with written stuff on the papers, they usually tend to stick to actual Italian, but unless it's a small town paper, right?
yeah. So yeah, that's what I mean. I think we need to dive into these kind of cases because you know what? Um, I don't know about you, but I'm fucking getting sick and tired of the paranormal field. You know, I really am, man. I'm
Yeah,
getting sick and tired of it. I mean,
I've been tired of it for a while, to be honest.
well,
But yeah,
I've been tired of it. I mean, I really things intrigue me about it. I mean, I still investigate it, but the thing is, all the crap that's going on, like now more so than ever, you see a lot of this sort of infighting between, quote unquote debunkers and people who are faking, if you will.
mhm.
And it just on to be honest, it if anything, that's an energy vampire right there. It just sucks
Sucks the life
any
out of you.
energy,
Yeah.
energy. And I've always had the mindset where you stay away from that shit. You just do your thing, and you let your stuff speak for itself.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have any problems with people critiquing and criticizing the work. I encourage it. I've always encouraged it. I mean, you're not going to learn anything if you don't get that, if you don't have that aspect. But I mean, again, you look at the level of people who are doing it. These I quote unquote debunkers. I mean, not
Mhm.
all of them, but I mean, a majority of them. They're just honestly sitting in the same sort of seat as a lot of these paranormal groups. They have no background. None whatsoever. You know?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of non-believers tend to be debunkers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna suggest that all
Hey, Sharon, how
non-believers
are
are
you?
debunkers,
Yeah.
but the ones that are debunkers are, you could safe to say, they're non-believers,
Mm-hmm.
right? So,
I,
and everybody has an opinion. You have an opinion, I have an opinion, everybody has an opinion. So when you're talking about like the paranormal, which is such a
mm,
hot topic nowadays, especially in the last like 10, 20 years with all the shows and everything,
mm-hmm.
it's very easy to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just the internet's rife with all these paranormal groups making these astronomical claims. It's very easy for someone saying, well, I could probably capitalize on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of them are doing. And they're no better than the paranormal groups themselves in that sense. Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like what you've said for a long time. You know, it's this is what you have to expect when there's no sort of governing body to sort of
Yeah.
oversee
Yep. I've been saying this for years.
and you know, kind of
The whole point of having a governing body, and I know a lot of people get weary when I say this.
Mhm.
Of course, it's going to have its flaws. Everything has its flaws.
Well,
Everybody's
yeah.
corruptible. You're
Mhm.
never going to have a perfect system.
No.
However, if you don't have a body there that sort of holds people accountable
Mhm.
when they make astronomical claims, then it's the Wild West. Anybody can make any
Yep.
claim they want, and who's going to tell them otherwise? Who's going to hold them accountable?
And it's the ones that are holding them accountable.
Yeah.
They're being viewed as bullies. Oh,
That, and
you're a
also,
bully. You're a bully.
right. But I mean, when you have an established organization, you have a little bit more clout,
Hey, Neil.
right?
Yeah.
So that's the whole point of what I was trying to get at. I mean, and
Mhm.
again, I harken back to the beginning of modern medicine, modern science, when it was for a fledgling sort of thing.
Mhm.
And, you know, they established the, like the AMA, for example, in the US and other
Mhm.
similar organizations around the world. You had to, you had to have something like that, because if you don't have someone there that kind of establishes the rules of what you have to do in order to prove that what you're working on is legitimate, anybody can be working on anything. You can have a million and one snake oil salesman
Mm. Mhm.
pitching you, oh, I got a cure for cancer, I got a cure for that, I got a
Mm.
cure for this. So instead of people going to get treatment, the proper treatment that can actually save their lives or at least extend it,
Mhm.
they're going to people who absolutely don't give a shit about you and will sell you something that either is detrimental to you or absolutely has no effect on you whatsoever, and you end up dying anyway after
Yeah.
spending God knows how much money, right? So you have to have accountability, whether anybody likes it or not, because otherwise the alternative is complete chaos and
Yeah.
nothing gets done.
I mean, if I was to say to you, Alex, okay, I want you to structure a governing body,
Mm.
and lay down rules for the paranormal, what would you where would you begin and what would you look at
Ah,
in
that's an
term
interesting question. Yeah.
you know, in terms of structuring this sort of governing body and how it
I would
oversees?
have to start with the scientific community, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, just to get the groundwork
Mhm.
for said organization, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm by no means an expert at all when it comes to this kind of stuff,
Mhm.
but I do
But
realize,
who is?
no, well, that's just it. But I mean, even with like talking about creating an organization, like a body that sort of governs this, I'm no expert in that either. But
Mhm.
I realize the importance of one. So to be able to establish it, you'd have to go and look at other organizations that have done the same thing and
Mhm.
sort of model it after that. You know, obviously there's going to be differences between the scientific community and the paranormal community.
Yeah.
you can't make the paranormal happen at will, unfortunately.
No.
Right? So
No.
you can't use the same logic as the scientific community, where you have to kind of test it and retest it under certain conditions in order to see if the theory is proven or not.
Mhm.
Right? You can't really do that, unfortunately. But you can take the sort of general structure of the scientific community and take bits and pieces of that and sort of amalgamate something and into an organization that, with time, will improve and will have to be amended here and there just to make it work properly. But it's going to get to a point where now you have an established organization that sort of governs the paranormal community, holds them accountable, which is the most important part,
Mhm.
holds them accountable
Mhm.
for any claims they make. So in other words, if you, Steve, say, I found Bigfoot, I have Bigfoot's body in my garage,
Mhm.
I'm going to go to you saying, okay, let's go see it. You know what I mean? And I'm going to bring with me a team that's going to document everything,
Yep.
video, audio, written, whatever. And we're going to go in and see if you're telling the truth.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you are, great. Then we'll take that and we'll run with it. Otherwise, we'll say, well, hey, you're full of shit. Right.
Yep. I think too, a system that includes an archival system, a data
Yeah. Of
processing
course.
and upkeeping sort of system where we have people who are submitting things that they claim or they think might be evidence of the paranormal. So those claims and those snippets, those examples are overseen and looked at by a series of people who might be experts in certain areas, like say photography, videography,
Yep.
computer
Animation.
editing, animation, all sorts of stuff. People who know what to look for in terms of anomalies
Exactly.
that are natural occurring.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
You're absolutely right. Bigelow, who had NIDS
Yeah.
set up back in the
Mhm.
day when they
Yeah.
when you talk about the Skinwalker Ranch, he had the right idea.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? His organization obviously wasn't a governing body, but he had an organization that wanted to go out and try to properly document the paranormal
Yeah.
by electronic means, by written means, by testing means, by anything you could possibly think of.
Hmm.
Right. And, to your point, you need experts, especially nowadays more so than ever before, because with AI and everything else that's come along, you need people who can spot what's real and what's not.
Hmm.
More so in the sense of, okay, was this AI generated? Was this doctored in any way by someone who's proficient in Photoshop or whatever the
Hmm.
case may be?
Yep.
Right. Because there are, unfortunately, a lot of, douchebags out there, for lack of a better term, right? That will take advantage of people's need to want the paranormal to be so true for whatever reason,
I like
right?
Neil's idea in
What's
chat.
that?
Did you read that? You'll need a conference with open debate on all the multitude off clashing opinions.
Of
Could
clashing
be
of opinion.
heated.
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
that'd be great. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and you need that. That's the
You
only way
do.
you progress,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
The only problem, and here's the problem with today's society, unfortunately, eh, I'm guilty of it myself. I have a hard time keeping my emotions when I get heated and when I get into a debate. And that's I'm fully aware of that.
Mhm.
That's just the way I am.
Yeah.
The the problem is that too many people nowadays take offense over the tiniest of things.
Oh,
So when you
absolutely.
have a debate, it turns into a shit show faster than you can blink. I'm not going to say most times because I really don't know, but a lot of times,
Mhm.
if you try to honestly have a debate, and I'm not talking about professional debaters here, because professional debaters are professional debaters. They learn how to keep their emotions in check, and they do all of that stuff. I'm talking about if you and I and somebody else were to come up with an organ. I'm not a professional debater. If we were to try to have a discussion where you're expressing your opinion, I'm expressing mine, and so on and so forth, it can get heated very quickly because we don't know how to maintain our control, our emotions, especially me. But whatever. It is what it is. But you're right, Neil. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
You need
no,
that.
I agree with Neil. I agree with that. I mean,
You absolutely need
absolutely.
that because you need to
you need to
weed
let
out
it all
the
out. You
weed
need
out,
to let
weed out
it
the
out.
unnecessary ideas or the unnecessary bullshit.
At the same time, I would welcome, doing something like, you got something paranormal, prove it to me.
Yeah.
Prove it to me that it is paranormal. But the thing is, at the same time, is I can't disprove it.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. That's the problem.
Well, I mean,
there are examples where you can disprove it
Yep.
because it is within the realm of
It's blatant.
explanation.
Yeah, it's blatant, but it's also blatant, like a blatant either misinterpretation or misdirection.
But I mean, if somebody comes up with a piece of what they call evidence and proof of the paranormal, and you sit there and go, wow, okay. But there's so many factors that come into play here. You yourself weren't in that position. You weren't there when this went down.
Right.
So automatically you're disabled. You're like, okay, like say somebody has a photo of some anomaly in the photo, and you go, well, I've seen that kind of anomaly before. It kind of reminds me of this. And obviously somebody who's an expert in photography would be able to spot it in a second.
Right.
Yeah, that's that. But then you're going to have people who are pushing, well, no, it's paranormal. And I'm telling you, this is what happened. It's like, okay, well then if you know, one thing to do, I mean, most people should know this, and a lot of people don't, but they should. If you're taking photos and you're reviewing them automatically, which I know a lot of people do now, obviously, because your cell phones and everything else, you can review your photo instantly.
Right.
If you see an anomaly, take another picture. Take a couple, a few more. Document that fucking area to the point where somebody can kind of get a gist of what may be happening.
It's important for still photography. If you're going to take a picture in a room, you should take multiple shots anyway.
Take a series of shots.
Yeah, not just one. Take a series of shots of the same. Like if you're looking at a specific corner of a room, take 2 or 3 shots there. If you take another opposite corner, take 2 or 3 shots there. I mean, video is one thing because it's continuous, but
it's called reference.
Right. Exactly.
You're
So if you find an anomaly, if you're taking subsequent pictures, like one right after the other, especially if you have your camera set on to burst, it's something that I wouldn't say is proof, but you make a stronger case if you have that.
You at least leave the conversation with whatever you have got is interesting. There is a possibility it's outside my realm, my scope of understanding, and maybe there might be somebody out there, and that's when you put it out there and say, hey, let me know what you think. And you're going to get your droves of people who will automatically critique it to the skin it alive and go, no, this is what it is. And if your automatic reaction is no, fuck yourself, you don't know what you're talking about, then you're fucked. Because you need to accept all opinions on something like that, because you know what, you don't know. And then when you sit there and you go, I got this picture, and it's proof of the paranormal. It's evidence of the paranormal. Of course, you're gonna have people fucking jumping all over you, going, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, that's
You
you
have
ma-
to be,
you brought up this
yeah.
before, where because it's something this is something that isn't repeatable in the normal scientific sense.
Mhm,
When you go out and you capture something paranormal, others, because they weren't there,
mhm.
could easily say, "Well, you just staged it,"
Yeah,
and it's your word against theirs. Really,
exactly.
no amount of video, no amount of photography, no amount of audio can prove definitively that you didn't doctor it or didn't set it up.
Yeah.
Because one could argue, well, you just sort of set everything up prior to recording, right? And then when it's like watching a movie. When a director says action, that's when everything kicks into place, right?
Mhm.
It's such an uphill battle for the paranormal community to be able to prove anything paranormal. It's almost pointless,
Almost, yeah.
almost.
Mhm.
And I say this because it all depends on the individual and why you are involved in the paranormal. If your only aim is to be in the paranormal to prove the paranormal exists to others,
Mhm.
you might as well give up. I'm being serious because
No, I
no
I
matter
agree.
how
It's exactly, yeah.
right, no matter how hard you try,
Mhm.
as you said, there's going to be people who are going to tear it down,
Mhm.
and rightfully so. Because, like I said, you could stage something prior, right, and make it look like it's, you're saying, well, look, that we have a video that's continuous from the start, from we enter to the time we leave.
Mhm.
Sure, but where were you before,
Exactly.
right? So this is my point, right? It's an uphill battle, right? So, but if you're in the paranormal for your own personal understanding, for your own personal gain, you want to know what's beyond. You want to see if it's actually legitimate.
Mhm.
Then by all means, have at it, right? It's just when you're trying to prove it to others, if that's your sole reason for doing it, then you might as well just give up.
There's a video out there of I always found it intriguing because a lot of people are like, no, no, it's proof of ghosts. It's proof. And when you watch the video over and over and over again, you see what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing paranormal about it. And it's the one where the people are driving in the in the battlefield of Gettysburg at night, and they drive by these cannons, and all of a sudden you see what looks like a ghost hopping from one cannon to the next.
Right.
And then when you really watch it, you notice there's condensation on the car window,
Okay.
and that condensation moves. It drips. It doesn't drip, it moves.
Yeah.
And it makes it look like there's an act. Like, let me see if I can find. Hold on, I'm gonna
I know
play
what
it.
you're talking about. Were
Yeah,
they
yeah, but
driving? Were they still driving?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So the
I
water was going. Yeah. I know
yeah.
what you mean.
So I gotta see if I can. I want to pull it up because I want to show people.
Yeah.
It's so easy if you really, really look at things. And Gettysburg, I think it's
But this is what I was talking about earlier too. It's like if there's so many people out there that so desperately want the paranormal to be real, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that they'll come up with stuff like this. They'll take a video, they'll misinterpret something, and they'll come on record if they go on YouTube or other similar platforms,
Mhm.
stating that this is the paranormal,
Yeah.
right? Because
So
they themselves want it to be they so desperately want it to be true that they're willing to stretch it, sort
so
of
here
thing, right?
here we go. Here we go. Here it is here. I'm not going to play the audio. But as you can see already, you can see the condensation on the window.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
video
you
is
can
not
see
the
that.
best, but watch. So right there. See now you see?
Yeah, that's condensation.
Yeah, it's condensation, but people believe that is a ghost. I think they play
It
it
so
again.
clearly isn't, because
I
like
know.
if you scroll back to the point where you see it at the first cannon
Yeah.
and pause it if you can.
Okay.
I think that might have been too far. Okay, just play it and then stop it when you start seeing it at the first cannon.
Yeah. So here it comes right here. Right
Right
there.
there. Just go a little bit further. One more frame. Right there. Now,
See?
obviously, can't see it, but at the bottom of that condensation, there's a little dirt mark
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
also moves because the camera's
Right here.
panning. Yeah, because the camera's panning.
Okay.
Right.
So we'll play it again. And again, you see the condensation over here already. Right? Watch. See how it's moving? Yeah, yeah, see? Right there.
It's
Right?
moving because the
It's
camera's panning to the
moving
right.
right there.
Yeah.
It's right there. See how that line, that dirt that you're mentioning
Yep.
is moving exactly.
Oh
See,
yeah. Yeah.
see,
Because
it's right over
the
here.
car's turning to the left and the camera's panning to the right.
It's right over here, and
Yeah.
it's condensation on the window.
Yep.
But that's what I mean. This is shit. You know, this is stuff that people will sit there and go, it's paranormal.
Yeah.
That's you know. And you know what? I get it if somebody doesn't understand and they just it's freaky, and most people jump to conclusions automatically and without even like, hey Julianne, how are you? You know, it is you definitely see the rain on the windshield,
The water. Yeah.
the water on the windshield of the car, and you clearly see it as it comes and then it moves down, the window as it's grazing by the guns, the not the guns, the cannons, and it looks like something's hopping from one cannon to the next.
Well, yeah, there was a couple of things going on there.
Yeah.
Number one, the car was veering to the left. So the people who were taking the video wanted to take a video of the cannons. When the car is veering to the left, you're going to have to turn the camera to the right to keep focus on there. So that condensation mark will look like it's moving as you're panning to the right.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, a lot of the stuff out there like this is exactly like this. It's explainable, but a lot of people will not take the time to try to explain it.
Right.
But there is, hey, Bexy, how are you? But there is those people who will try to explain it. And when they come out of the woodwork and they say, no, this is what it is, people have a fit.
Right. This is why, back to the comment before about the debates, you cannot have a genuine debate. Like I said, I'm excluding professional debaters. I'm talking about just amongst the general population.
Yeah.
You cannot have a debate with anyone who has a difference of opinion from you simply because people take things way too seriously nowadays. Way too seriously. And not just seriously, but they get offended so easily by someone who has a difference of opinion from yourself, right? Right, exactly. Urbexy says it perfectly. Everybody thinks that they're right. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, Urbexy, you're fucking wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
But I mean, it's baffling. It really is. But number one, if you're gonna, you know, go out there and say, look, and I'm a paranormal investigator and I investigate the paranormal. And here you go. Here's some of my fucking work. And you look at this and go, wow, okay, this is not paranormal.
Right.
And in a lot of cases, that's what it, somebody who's been in the field for so long that have seen it all will sit there and go, they'll bite their fucking tongue and say, oh my God.
Mm.
And that's the problem. That's the problem now. That's the problem. You know,
There's a lot of
people don't want to fucking hold back anymore. They won't hold back anymore because there is just way too much stupidity out there now. Way too
there
much.
is, but there's also the other side of the coin
Mm-hmm.
is, the so-called aptly named keyboard warriors.
Mm.
It's one thing to disagree with someone's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That makes, for a healthy discourse.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you disagree with them that counts.
Yeah.
How you say it to them that counts. Someone presents something to you and the response coming out of an individual saying you're a fucking idiot. Well, guess what? That's not going to go over too well, is it?
No.
Right. But this is the other aspect of this is the other problem, I should say, with today's society. So you have people who are overly sensitive, which doesn't help.
Yeah.
And then you have the other flip side to that, who are just savage and will not just disagree with you, but they will belittle you and make it sound like you're just an incompetent buffoon for even stating what you stated, which does not help the situation. It does not lend for a discourse that could benefit everyone involved.
The woke community will tell you that's bullying, Alex.
Well, you can call it whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. The fact of the matter is that people don't know how to
accept healthy criticism.
Accept healthy criticism, but also people don't know how to provide healthy criticism.
Well, that too, yeah.
Right. And that's the other flip side of that coin as well, which does not help the matter.
That is the problem.
It's a lost art, put it that way. They should be teaching healthy discourse in school. You know what I mean?
Well, at the same time, they should be teaching, critical thinking as well.
Agreed.
I mean,
that's part of healthy discourse. It's critical thinking.
There's
right?
absolutely none. Critical thinking is like, again, it's like a lost art.
Lost art, yeah, for sure. When you have people in 2025 that still believe the Earth is flat, critical thinking's gone out the fucking side of it's gone over the ice wall and into fucking nothingness.
Woke minds are filled with tired brains. Yeah. Yeah. It's exactly. People just are literally happy to
Cheryl, it is flat.
Yeah. Hey Frank, how are you? Good to see you, man. Always good to see you, Frank. It's amazing. I was lambasted about the New Jersey drones when I said DOD and drone. Yeah, exactly. But it just amazes me, that these people will continuously provide what they consider as a service to people who are totally naive to this. And we'll think that there's no problems, no issues. I'm not doing anything wrong.
There's
I'm helping people. You're not honestly. if you think going into somebody's house and telling them that their house is fucking haunted is helping people, you're fucking
Yeah.
seriously. You're doing more damage than anything.
There's a lot of problems in today's society. Greed is a huge fucking problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Fuck, man.
What's
It's
the other what's the other deadly sin? There's 7 of them, obviously, but greed is one of them. Sloth,
yeah.
envy. There's one I'm thinking of, and it's not coming to mind. Anyway, let's
Just
move on. Doesn't
think
matter.
about when you walk into that church and you vomit.
Yeah,
It's
I internally combust.
internally combust. Yeah. But it just that I think that you and I are kind of on the same level when it comes to the way
Yeah.
we look at the paranormal now.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh fuck, we've been doing this for long enough.
the amount of years that we've been doing the show,
Yeah.
the amount of years that I've been investigating, you've kind of too, and you sit there and go, wow. You sit there and I can't even watch a lot of stuff. I can't. I just find myself like, within minutes getting fucking frustrated and going, okay, I can see where this is going. It's pointless. And if I'm doing that, then obviously, there are people out there who call themselves debunkers
Mhm.
doing the same thing. But they take it a step further and then they start calling you out. They go, well, wait a sec. Well, there's nothing paranormal about it. I can tell that you're doing this and you're doing that. And then obviously the people are automatically labeled as fakers. I mean, as soon as you say, oh, well, you're a faker, then, okay, they're taking you to a whole new level. Right? How do you know I'm faking? I can see it. It's right there. Plain as day. But I didn't intentionally fake anything. You may not have intentionally tried to
Yeah.
fake anything, but
Yeah.
when you're telling people that you have proof of the paranormal and clearly it's not, I mean, you're going to have people saying that, regardless if you did or not.
Well, and that's where I was talking about like how things are worded has an impact on the reaction of the individual, obviously, right? If you just tell them straight out, saying, you know what, to me it looks like it's this. It doesn't look like it's a legitimate case of a paranormal.
Mhm.
That will probably go over a lot better than saying, ah, it's fucking fake.
Yeah.
Right? That's my point. Right.
Mhm.
So the two sides butt heads so often that you're not going to win. Put it that way. You're just not going to win.
Hey, Tez, how are you?
That's true
Okay,
too. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that absolutely, and that
Yeah.
you know what that is something I have said many times to people who have asked to have their house investigated. Right?
Mm.
Are you able to handle the truth? The truth. Is your house isn't haunted. It's actually this is what's happening. And you know how many people have said, "No, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I believe
My
that.
my house is haunted."
Yeah.
You know, okay, well, I've come in, I've done the best I could to explain to you exactly what might be going on, but what more can I do, right? What more can I do? It's
I'm going to get a
honestly,
refill.
Frank. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, Frank, I don't. I think it's gone beyond the whole science. Can and can't explain. You know, I mean, science can only explain so much, obviously. There's still that scope outside its mean of explanation. Absolutely. But I think now it's outside that scope. It's like people just don't care about that anymore. They don't care about what science can explain and what it can't anymore. Because the paranormal, like Alex mentioned earlier, is the Wild West. So anything fucking goes. Anything. Anything fucking goes. And now, like I said, even further with the fucking content here on YouTube now, it's just fucking baffling. And that's from both sides. That's from, these people who claim to be fucking paranormal investigators and providing real proof, to the debunkers that come out of the woodwork and say you're full of shit. Both sides are a fucking joke, in my opinion.
Yep.
I just don't understand. And it just, if anything, it just creates fucking unnecessary drama.
Mm.
And that's part of the, I guess that's a part of the entertainment, right, Alex? The
Oh, yeah.
entertainment. Oh, well, let's look at, we're getting attention here. We're getting likes, even though fucking somebody's calling us out. Who fucking cares? It's drawing attention to us.
Well, and that's speaks more to the character of the individual than anything else, right? If all they care about is the the likes and comments and what have you, whatever, right?
It's just.
I mean, don't get me
baffling.
wrong; it's nice to be appreciated, but
Well, yeah.
to what extent is I guess the point, right?
Like, I mean, how far do you go before, I don't know. It's like, you sit there and go, you have to look and go, okay, why am I in this? Why am I in this? Why am I doing this? Why am I in
Yep.
to serve a personal, uh a personal question? I personally want to know what's going on. I want to know if you know is there paranormal, what it is, and where is it, what does it do? You ask the natural questions, right? And then you're like, okay, so what do I need to do, not necessarily to prove it to everybody else, but to prove it to myself. I mean, I've got all these people telling me their opinions, but I, it's like, no, 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 no. There's no paranormal. Paranormal's bullshit. Yeah, there is. It's really there, and this is what you got to do. And your mind is like totally flooded with all these directions, and you're going, okay, where do I fucking start? Where do I start to try to explain this shit?
Yeah.
We were paranormal before paranormal was cool. Paranormal pandemic, paranormal realm, paranormal team, paranormal paralysis. Yeah.
I actually have proof of the
paranormal investigators, paranormal unity, paranormal paranormal. Chris and I were paranormal before paranormal was cool.
This is all in one show.
But hey, I'm sure we could probably top that with tonight.
Oh. So I have proof of the paranormal.
You have proof of the
That lady
paranormal.
needs help. It's actually two women.
There's two
But
women.
yeah, this is the proof.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the proof of
a lot of
paranormal.
white noise around us these days. Yeah, there is. I learned recently from a biologist.
Yeah, wow, is right.
Yeah, there are people out there like that, Julie. Believe it or not, there is. Oh man.
But weren't they called like the paranormal twins or something like that?
The paranormal twins. Yeah.
They're not actual twins, but
No.
they called
but
themselves the
they
paranormal
call
twins.
themselves the paranormal twins. They're
Yeah.
from California. They're on the upswing. They were going to be. They were they were popular. They were paranormal before paranormal was paranormal. It was,
Oh, Jesus. I gotta look them up.
I don't know if they're even around anymore, but yeah,
Probably not.
the paranormal twins. I mean,
Just
don't
twin
get it.
paranormal, but that's something else.
Don't get it mixed up with twin paranormal. Oh my
Yeah.
God, you're gonna get yourself into a whole different can of worms there.
Oh yeah, but that's all that comes up when you type in paranormal twins.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, they're another can of worms.
Yeah. I've watched a video or two of theirs. They're
Man.
pretty interesting.
I don't even have it. The Gord, Dr. Demon Gord, sitting down and watching. Oh wait, hold on a sec. Hold on, maybe I'm gonna pull it up here. Let's see if I can find it.
Oh no.
Let's see. I gotta find it.
Yeah, nothing in the paranormal twins. Obviously, they didn't go anywhere. They must be retired. That's what it is, Steve.
What's that?
The paranormal twins must be retired.
Here we go. No, I don't. I didn't. I thought I uploaded it. I guess I didn't.
What?
The video of where we got Dr. Demon Gord watching an episode.
Oh yeah.
Twin Paranormal.
Oh fuck. He kind of looked like a slack-jawed yokel when you was watching that show.
Hold on. Let's see. Do I got it here?
Yeah, Cheryl, you're right. But again, I go back to the point of I made earlier. People wants a lot. I'm not gonna say all people. Some people, a good chunk of people, want so desperately to believe that the paranormal is real for whatever reason that they're willing to believe pretty much anything that they read or see on YouTube or other platforms such as YouTube, because they want to believe it. They're biased already. They want to believe it. They in their hearts they're saying, no, the paranormal exists. There it is. Anything that anybody comes out with, see, there's proof.
Exactly. Oh man. Okay. Is it in the drafts? Tell me it's still in the drafts. I got drafts. Draft.
Did you send it on the group chat by any chance?
I don't know if I did or not. I know I just saw. I was just watching it the other day. What the hell is it? Draft.
I know this fucking so far back.
Drafts. I know I kept it. Oh, I know where you found it?
You're right. No, I was just looking at Frank's comment. He's right. It's like a religion for some people.
Oh, yeah.
Paranormal definitely is, but a lot of things are like that, not just the paranormal. We live in such a weird world nowadays that, well, back to the critical thinking part that Steve mentioned earlier. No one has critical thinking. They don't question things the way they should be. And I'm guilty of that myself. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, people believe things easily. Very easily nowadays.
Okay, hold on a sec. Let me just I got it here. Let me see. I don't know.
So we're here with Dr. Demon Gord and we're gonna get his reaction.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
What is it? The title is, if it stops rotating, Our Scariest Demonic Encounter. Here we go. Traveling back in time to the Civil War era, where we will be spending hours inside the most haunted house in Indiana. Now look back now. I swear there is someone looking out the window. You do realize that there are so many reports of that window right there where a woman will stare out and watch people. That was the window. We haven't even stepped one single toe in here yet. You know what that means, right? We're screwed and this is going to be a horrible, scary night. 10 toes. Yeah, 10 toes.
I'm gonna upload this. Screw this shit. I'm gonna make it. Hold on. Let's see. Can I upload this? Export. Okay.
Flat earthers are the worst. Indeed.
Yeah. How about flat earthers that think that we're like surrounded by an ice
Ice wall.
ice wall?
Yeah. Oh, there's all kinds.
Okay, hurry up. Come on. This thing's taking forever. But yeah, it's just incredible that I mean we've covered a lot of stuff on this show over the years, and just when you think you've covered it all, you go, wow, okay, wait a sec. No, this there's how is this possible? How is this possible? And I sit there, and again, I watch what I can on YouTube and other platforms, wherever they may be, and I go, how can you look at yourself in the mirror and say,
Yeah.
I'm right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. It's it goes deeper than that though. I fear.
Fucking joke.
Huh?
I said it's a fucking joke.
No, I know, but it goes deeper psychologically. I think part of the problem is that we live in a world now where there's no, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no wonder anymore. When you were younger, you didn't know anything yet. You were just learning. Everything was new to you, and you had that wonder in your eyes and wanted to learn. We're at an age now where information's at your fingertips.
Yep.
You've lost that sort of childlike wonderment, and I think a lot of people are trying to replace that feeling with ridiculous theories like flat earth, because we don't know, right? They don't know what flat earth, they believe that the earth is flat, but they don't know how it works and all this. They're speculating. They're basing it on the Bible. They're basing it, even though the Bible doesn't specifically say it's flat. But anyway, regardless, I think that's part of the problem with some people. I'm not going to say all of them because obviously that would be wrong. But anyway, there's something definitely deeper going on there.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, the computer simulation one's another one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's just uploading. I think it's fucking hilarious.
The Matrix.
The Matrix, yeah. The Matrix. I'm just reading too. I live in a computer simulation. Yeah, it just makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. Oh God, this thing! Come on, upload already. I hate when it does.
Damn good simulation. If if we experience pain and heartache and all of that kind of stuff, it must be a very, very advanced simulation. Godlike.
Yeah. What do you think? I don't want to venture down too much.
I don't think it's a simulation, to be honest with you. Okay, well, in the sense of when you say to someone, simulation, they automatically assume a computer simulation, right? So it all depends on what they mean by the word simulation in this case.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's
exactly.
not a computer simulation. That I don't believe at all. Right? Not like the Matrix. The Matrix is a computer generated simulation.
Do you
Don't believe that whatsoever.
when you sit there and go, okay, so you look at how the internet, the computers hook up to the internet,
Yeah.
and you look at how we, as that model being the computer hooking up to this, to, the universe, if you will,
Mhm.
that somehow we're sort of in tuned or hooked into this vast network.
Well, there's definitely an interconnectedness. That part I do tend to believe.
Mhm.
To what extent I don't know, but there has to be an interconnect. I mean, everything is made up of atoms,
Mhm.
right? So there's got to be some kind of interconnection there.
Yeah.
And some people may have the ability to utilize that interconnection to their benefit,
Yeah.
i.e., psychics, mediums, whatever you want to call it, and others don't, like me, right? Fucking no clue on what's going on tomorrow, let alone 5 minutes from now.
Yeah.
But the point is that the interconnected part, I believe, whether when they say we're part of a simulation, they mean, it's what we see as physical reality
Mhm.
isn't actually what it looks like. It's just our brain's interpretation of what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
That part I can understand to some degree. Not that I fully understand it, but but some people have suggested that we live in a simulation, much like what the Matrix was like.
Mhm.
We're inside an actual computer generated simulation. That part I don't believe at all, because like I said, you feel pain. How does a computer know? Even if it's AI, if it's intelligent, sentient, how does it know what humans are supposed to feel like when they get shot, when they get stabbed?
That's a part of how we, a sort of entity that is so far advanced, we simply can't understand the advancement.
Yeah. Well,
You
sure.
know, I
I
mean,
guess it's possible, but I don't tend to believe that.
well, I mean, most humans wouldn't, because I mean, the tangibility is not there
Mhm.
currently, right? I mean, it just simply just seems like so out of, you know, the norm, if you will,
Yeah.
that there could be that sort of play, that network in place. And I mean, most people would go, well, it doesn't make sense because it I can't understand it. And that's the thing. I mean, the universe and how we perceive it it is so archaic, really. I mean, we are still at a point where we're like looking at this from a three-dimensional sort of
Yeah.
aspect, when there's far more advancements there that we can't comprehend. The brain just
Fourth
can't
dimension, fifth
comprehend. Fourth
dimension, all that
dimension,
kind of
you know
stuff.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, who's not to say that sort of understanding is on one of those levels, right?
Agreed. Yep.
You know, and I mean, it's like something that you constantly think of. I mean, it's like it's easy enough to say no, it doesn't exist because we just don't understand it.
That's the easy way route. Yeah.
And to say, we'll look at, and another easy way out is anything's possible.
Yeah. I say
Sure,
that a lot. I say
it's
that a lot.
yeah. I mean, it's easy enough to say. Yeah, I mean, it's easy enough to say anything's possible.
But the reality is that anything is possible,
It is.
right? It's an
Yeah,
easy way out if you don't want to get into a discussion. That's fine. I mean,
yeah.
I don't like getting into deep philosophical, conversations about this kind of stuff with just anybody, right? So if it comes up in
No,
time, I'm like, yeah, sure, it's possible.
it's like, all of a sudden you're sitting in a bar and you're having a couple drinks with a couple friends
Yeah.
or whatever, and
Mm.
you know, somebody's sitting beside you and they, oh, all of a sudden, hey, your buddy goes, hey, Alex, you still doing that radio show? Nocturnal frequency. What's it called?
Yeah.
You do it on the paranormal. And then all of a sudden, somebody hears about that and goes, oh, paranormal. You do a radio show on the paranormal? And then all of a sudden they throw you this experience that they've had. And you're like,
Yeah.
holy shit. Have you ever had that?
I've had that happen. Not
I-
not
you
where
know-
I've said holy shit, but yeah.
and explain, an experience like you're wow, and it just, how the fuck can they make it up?
Mm.
It sounds so unbelievable, but yet believable.
I have a problem when it comes to people telling me stories like that after I've told them that I co-host the show.
Hmm.
I generally tend not to believe what they're telling me.
Because you think they're just feeding you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't say as much.
Mhm.
I'll let them say whatever they got to say, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's interesting, pretty
Yeah.
cool,
Mhm.
and then just move on with my life. All right. I'm involved in the paranormal, and I have been involved in the paranormal for a long time for two main reasons. One, because I find it interesting.
Mhm.
Two, for personal reasons.
Mhm. Yeah.
Especially once, excuse me, once my dad passed, and I had that experience with, the night he passed.
Mhm.
That sort of propelled me forward in this field,
Mhm.
and wanting to know more. I mean,
Wanting to know.
understand it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
My goal with my involvement in the paranormal has always been personal. It's never
Yeah.
been about getting documented case, phenomena and proving it to people out there. Aside from this show, I don't post anything on Facebook. Very rarely do I post anything on Facebook or Instagram for that matter, or even
Yeah.
TikTok.
Mhm.
Right? You can attest to that. I very
Yep.
rarely post anything.
Mhm.
Right? I'm not in it to try to prove to other people that the paranormal exists. I could care less if other people believe it or not.
Yeah.
It's more for me. Right? I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it because I want to prove to myself that it exists. To have that sort of hope that once we die physically, we continue on spiritually.
See, folks, to put it in layman's perspective, Alex looks at it like this. He's got a lineup of different bourbons or different whiskeys,
Yep.
and he's like tasting one at a time and going, number 4 is good. Number 5 I really like, but they're so closely related. I don't know which one I think is the best. Hey Laura, how are you? if people kind of get that drift, or it's like, if you want to be even more like sort of more layman, it's like, which burrito's the best?
Yeah.
It's almost uploaded, man. I'm gonna play this and I want to get a fucking refill when I play it. It's hilarious.
Actually, I need to step out for a minute. You want to take a break?
Yeah, let me just load this up. Yeah, okay, take a break. Take a break. Take a break. Hold on, let me just load this up. And we'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. If let me just load this up while we're taking our break. And hold on, where are we? Play something for everybody. I don't know how long is this? Hold on. I just want to make sure this is long enough. Not going to be too long, anyways. Where are we? Let me just see here. All right. We'll play this, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We got some interesting Dr. Demon cord footage. Watching Twin Paranormal, an episode of Twin
Nice.
Paranormal. It's the best. All right, we'll be right back. All right, enough of that. Enough of that. Wait for Alex to come back. I think I've got the footage loaded up here. Let me just make sure. She's okay. Gotta make sure. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So like I said, I'm not gonna keep that on there very long. So, let me read the chat here. Yeah, I think that's coming. Yeah, quicker than most people expect. Hey, how's it going?
What's going on?
All right, I got the footage, man. You haven't seen the finished product yet, have you?
I don't think I have. No.
Okay, here we go. This is Dr. Demon Gord trying to get through an episode of Twin Paranormal. This is
That was a
fucking
fun night. That was a
This
fun
is
night.
fucking hilarious. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go, folks. Dr. Demon Gord, and we're gonna get his reaction to Twin Paranormals. What's the title of what is it?
The title is, if it stops rotating, Our Scariest Demonic Encounter.
Here we go. Here we go.
Traveling back in time to the Civil War era, where we will be spending 24 hours
Can't
inside
hear
the
it, buddy.
most haunted house in Indiana. Ooh-wee. Don't look back now. I swear there was just someone looking out the window. You do realize that there are so many reports of that window right there, where a woman will stare out and watch people. That was the window. We haven't even stepped one single toe in here yet. You know what that means, right? We're screwed in this horrible, scary night. I think. Yeah, 10 toes. Sick merch, by the way. Where do you get that? If you guys haven't yet, go to twinparanormal.com. We just released a brand new clothing line that honestly has some of the most comfortable clothes I've ever worn myself. Farmers, twinparanormal.com. Why? It's Christian Mingle. Hold them out, watching and wait. Our goal is to go to the Civil War house and find out what is going on. Before we do jump through this episode, if you guys are not subscribed to our channel, you keep finding yourselves coming back.
Definitely not.
You were new and you like what you see.
I don't like what I see already.
Clothing website is out.
So
if
we got
you guys
close.
want
Moving on.
the merch, all you need to do is
Yeah, thank God. All right, here we go.
Did we do something?
Oh no. No.
Thank you. That is crazy. Can
What?
you touch it again? Please.
How convenient. Because ghosts from the Civil War know if they wave their hand, they'll set up a REM pod.
Can you touch it again?
Do you remember that time in the Civil War there was muskets, cannons, and REM pods? Remember that time?
Yeah.
I have this device to all the spirits here. It gives you the ability to use your words, whether it's one word or
Oh no.
yes. You know what that is? You give us a sign if you want us to use it.
It's not a sign. It's a sign you want to use it. I know. Just...
They went from here down there. Exactly.
What? And they were already there.
So we have no interference.
You have a cell phone. Cell phone has no tools whatsoever for ghosts, okay? Seriously. It's a cell phone. Property. Come on. Random word generator. No. This is China. It's not China. Looks like Mr. Peanut. Oh, now it's a rocking horse with a red hat on it. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, what do you know?
Dude, that's scary.
No, it's not scary. It's ridiculous.
Thank you.
What?
It was really weird. It was tapping it, and then the moment you asked that, it just sets off.
So you were tapping, you just admitted you were tapping it and it went off. You're a fucking idiot. Evil within. Yeah, okay. It's a cell phone. No. Oh, that's what it says. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It just picks words at random, you dumb fuck. Jack, off? Ring off?
Are you Jack?
Weakling.
Is that what you call it?
Oh, Michael.
Why wouldn't it be?
If you were there that night, you'd be freaking pissing your pants.
You're welcome.
Yes. Did you just hear that little cat? Yeah.
What?
Is Jack here? Is he around us? Can you touch that? Is Jack outside?
In 20 years, I've never had such bullshit. Ever.
Who's downstairs?
No one.
Is it Jack?
Oh my god, why are we just jacking? Now the REM pod has moved from the stairs to... Okay, there's two of them. All right, my bad. My bad. Disembodied yelling outside. I didn't hear shit.
That's some dude just absolutely screaming his lungs out. Really? No joke. That was 100% outside.
No.
Jack! Is Jack nimble and
Gord's the best.
Oh,
Wah,
fuck yeah.
wah, wah.
we just had a tense moment? and
No,
he
it
just
wasn't tense. It's stupid.
Here with us. Can you say your name, please? Are you
How?
And she passed away. Nicholas. Is that who's up here talking to us? Is that
What happened to Jack? Is Nicholas jacking off? Come on.
Are you a child? No. Are you a teenager? Or, I'm sorry, a young adult? I hated my life.
It's Siri.
Black Power. Civil War.
Oh,
My life.
that's Siri.
My throat hurt at the end. Illness. This is wild right now.
Is it?
Nicholas, you're gonna have to explain those a little bit better.
What happened to Jack?
Did you hate your
How do we
life?
move on to Nicholas?
Specific reason?
Oh, Jack died already?
Part of
Yeah,
the
cool.
Civil War that happened a
Was that
long
me?
time ago?
Yeah.
Of course. Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
15 years old.
How come nobody ever goes, nope,
War that- Yeah.
I'm in a Civil War house. Were you in a Civil War? No.
Is that you, Nicholas? You in there? Is this somebody else? Nicholas, do you remember how you died? Do you remember what happened to you? A lot of the history about this house is unknown.
Oh,
We
no.
don't know exactly why all of you are here or where you came
All
from.
of you. Oh, so now
Yeah,
there's
down
multiple.
there.
Any minute now, there'll be a demon.
There'll be a demon.
We already used that one. Move on.
Wait, how did you die? You know how you died? What if he accidentally got shot in the throat?
What if he accidentally got shot in the throat?
You can share everything.
Accidentally shot in the throat.
Nothing was weird. Like the moment we got up here, it was super tense. It's definitely calmed down a little
The
bit.
beverages had nothing to do with
You
his
just had a
ego.
barrage for 10 minutes and now you're like, wow, it's been quiet for a minute. Because you forgot to program Siri.
So
Okay.
after watching that little snippet of Twin Paranormal,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
No. No. First of all, the voice changes. First, it's a guy voice. Then it's the Siri voice. Then it's back to the voice. Then it's repeating things it's already said. And conveniently, they're all associated with the Civil War, which they knew going into the house that it was a Civil War house. We hadn't advanced that far intelligently. How come they know how to work REM pods and they know how to work devices to make them say words? And why do they always speak English?
I don't know.
There was natives. Why was it never a native voice? It's always duh. Sorry,
You wouldn't recommend watching it
not at all.
out of 5?
2,
I would probably give it -2.
because I'm annoyed. It's just too convenient. I would be more entertained if something happened every 10 minutes.
So Dr. Demon Gore's parting words on Twin Paranormal.
Hi, I made a YouTube video so people would watch it, and I threw in a bunch of fake shit. Thank you for watching.
So we're
Oh, you gotta love it, man.
And this is the extent of it.
That was not paranormal.
Oh my god, that's so fucking hilarious.
guys, when we were filming the woodlot, my God, your ribs hurt, Mike. That's how we felt pretty much every night we filmed, because Gord's hilarious. He's fucking. Yeah, we should have just had a camera on Gord the whole time, like one camera on him, trained on him, and the rest for the paranormal stuff.
We did though, didn't we?
Not always.
We had hold on. Let's see, hold on a sec here.
I know we have a lot of Gordisms.
We got a shitload of Gordisms.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see.
He fell in the water, Frank.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
fell
that-
in the water.
Yeah, well, not fell. He kind of he didn't see the pond. It wasn't deep, but still, he stepped into it.
Hold on. Let's see. What do we have here?
I don't think anybody lost their shoe. Anybody lose? We didn't lose our shoes.
No.
No. Maybe lost because he ruined his shoes stepping into that pond. Maybe that's what he may have said something like to that extent.
What's this one here?
Oh yeah.
They wore costumes to. Speculation is that they wore costumes to.
Hold on. What's this? Oh,
Oh, did you find one?
yeah, this one's a good one. And you can find these on our TikTok, Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
Oh no.
Alex describes the after effects of a burrito he had
getting
before
some
the
sort of weird
investigation.
smell.
Yeah, it almost smelled like there was something throughout the woodlot. By the time we entered the other end and went all the way around, but I don't know if it's because it could be because of the mustiness, the wet leaves and everything else. It smells weird. That's
So weird, burn, musty sort of.
yeah. Okay, it's hard to explain. It's hard to compare it to anything, but it definitely smells like something.
You smell your finger.
I know. I was like,
burnt, but it's like, been put out for a while, and you just have that smell that lingers.
yep. Yeah, we had fun.
We had a lot of fun.
Yep.
Let's see.
You know what would have been really a blast?
What?
If we had gotten Justin up there.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That would have been a fucking blast, man.
Yeah. Hold on, let's see. Video file. This is classic.
But didn't you guys see something?
See a little face of it. Face.
You saw a face?
Yeah, I guess.
What'd you say? What'd you see?
A face. Okay, what we have here is Patrick is the most elaborate ghost storyteller ever. So what happened? This ghost. What did he do? Ghost stuff.
A face.
A face. Just a face. What we have here is an elaborate ghost storyteller. Mm. And there's so much audio too, right? Have you found another place to go now that the woodlot is still there?
Yeah.
It hasn't gone anywhere. It's still there. And we're in the middle of finishing off the last episode. We've got some footage, but yeah, we just need some fillers to finish off the last episode. So it's probably not going to happen until October.
Yeah,
it'll be a while, but there's one more episode coming, and that'll be the end of the woodlot. And hopefully it lasts that long.
Yeah.
I mean, the way it's sounding is they're talking about they're ramping up the meetings, the town hall meetings and shit, trying to get people involved with the process. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. You know, whatever. You have intentions and you know you're gonna follow through with them. Why do you fucking, feed the fucking masses with your little fucking,
because they have to.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
It is. It is sad.
It's sad. Now the latest map that I've seen has the whole fucking thing being developed. Even the part that we investigate, gone.
That sucks.
Gone. And the first map that they had, the first proposal that was left, at least most of it was, like the outside part, was going to be trimmed because they had a road running north south.
Right.
And then there was going to be another road running just north of the woodlot. But it wouldn't impede on the actual woodlot itself.
But now they're planning on tearing it whole down, right?
The way it looks now, the whole thing is going to be developed.
Fuck.
The whole thing. And knowing them, they'll probably do it a lot sooner than later.
Yep.
They got the go ahead. They got the go ahead. So I mean, yeah, it is sad, and progress does suck. And it's part and parcel to how here where they're forced to start. A lot of municipalities are being forced to develop and make, quote unquote affordable housing.
Yeah.
And these aren't going to be affordable. I'll tell you that right now.
No. Oh, there may be a portion of it that's affordable, but that's it. Like maybe some townhomes that they build along with the attached houses that they may make it a little bit more affordable.
And God knows what's going to happen. And I don't ever want to really talk about fucking politics on this show ever. I fucking hate it. I don't even want to get that. But I mean, with what Trump's doing with the fucking terrorists, who fucking knows? That'll fucking alter shit too. But yeah, and that's another thing I wanted to get out. I don't ever want to talk about politics on this fucking thing. it's not worth it.
It's not going to accomplish anything.
No.
It's
I know.
talking about politics is actually worse than talking about fucking paranormal.
Oh fuck.
As far as like getting heated debates concerned,
Mm.
it's so you know that for the longest time, not longest time, but for a while, I was a Freemason, right?
Mm-hmm.
The two things that they stressed that you cannot discuss in open lodge are religion and politics.
Yep.
Because there's such hot button topics that it will cause arguments because they're both largely based on beliefs.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, and
It's
trying
like
to
money,
tell
right?
someone that their belief is wrong is like basically like taking a fucking knife and stabbing them. You know what I mean?
It's like money.
Yeah.
Money, religion, and politics.
Yeah.
They cause wars.
They do. Yeah.
Regardless of what people think, they do. And when you look at all these fucking wars and clashes and everything else, one of those three are in there somewhere. But fuck it. Fuck it.
I'm fucking tired.
Yeah, we'll end this in a couple minutes.
Plus, drinking my whiskey didn't help.
What the fuck? You've got none left.
No.
What were you drinking? 40 Creek?
Yep.
Drinking Canadian shit, eh?
That's right. I've always drank.
I know you have. I
I gotta go out and buy some more. Actually, I finished the bottle.
Yeah. Do you go right to the distillery, or you just grab it at the LCBO?
That's too far. Yeah, there's an LCBO just down the street from me, so
yeah,
just go there, buy it.
I always find like I like going to the distillery because, and I know it's a little further for you. It's just down the road from. Well, it's not down the road from me, but
it's closer to you than it is to me. Yeah.
But I always find that they have like, obviously stuff that's exclusive to when you go there.
I've been to the distillery. It's really nice. But like whenever I go to Niagara Falls, whether it's Niagara on the Lake or Niagara Falls, I'll try to make a pit stop there, but doesn't always work out. Especially now, with my daughter in the car, it's more difficult.
Hey, look where Daddy's stopping off at his favorite booze can.
Exactly.
This is where your daddy gets his happiness.
This is where Daddy gets his happy juice.
Happy juice. Okay, so to all those guys watching, all the nice men and women that are watching us right now, and thank you for sticking with us and putting up with us. Your parting words for the paranormal. What are your parting words to those?
My parting words?
Yeah, your
Go fuck
parting
yourself.
words.
No, I'm just kidding. Do it if you're gonna be into the paranormal. Do it for a good reason. Don't be involved in the paranormal if all you're trying to do is just trying to garner clicks and likes and why bother?
Mm-hmm.
Why bother? It's not going to progress the field anywhere. It's not going to do anything for your sort of believability. Just do it for an altruistic reason. Like you want to know what it's about, do it for that. Not to prove to who cares what other people think? Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. You can't prove it, right? You just can't. It's an uphill battle. So just fucking do it for yourself.
It's an uphill battle.
It is. It's an uphill battle.
Uphill battle. I mean, a lot of you haven't been following this show since the beginning. A lot of it has been just with us here on YouTube. And we've been talking about this for
ad nauseum.
Fuck.
Long time.
Dude. 3 more years.
It's
It'll be 20 fucking years.
Yep.
that we've been doing this.
Steve and I both did not have white hair
Mhm.
or gray hair in our chins when we first started. That goes to
20,
show how long.
20 bloody years, man.
Yeah. It's longer than some relationships I've had.
But it's weird. I know, myself investigating the paranormal. It's like, you get to points where you say, I just need to take a break.
Yep.
I'm not feeling it anymore. I'm just
Mhm.
not. And I've said that a few times in the paranormal. I don't want to do it anymore, at least not for the time being. I want to sit down and just rethink this.
Mhm.
And there's always something that kind of draws me back into it, because I'm constantly intrigued by it, because yeah, there's shit going on. There's something going on. But then there's this other weight that's saying, I can't handle this. Like, I can't sit down and watch a lot of this shit that's out there, man. It's just pure fucking shit.
Yeah, it is.
And I think the aggravation of it all, the aggravating factor is people buy into it without even thinking about it. They buy into it and they go, yeah, I want to be a part of their fucking movement.
Yep.
And
So
they
I
get
don't watch that shit.
And it's so, and talking to people who buy into it, that drink the Kool-Aid. You know what? There is really absolutely no way to talk them into some sort of sensibility,
No, there isn't.
because they're just too far gone.
Yeah.
It's like anybody who's joined a fucking cult.
Exactly.
And you
That's
say, look,
basically what it is.
yeah,
It's basically what it boils down to.
you are
Paranormal is a
going,
cult.
yeah, you're going down a road that you may not come back from, because you're so fucking, your blinders are on. Your fucking blinders on. Right now, I'm a part of the 420 movement. Oh.
Yeah, I could use some of that right now.
Go sit in a dark room and possibly talk to yourself. You may get a response you weren't expecting. Thanks, Neil.
I have a scrying mirror. I gotta try to get back into that.
There's a light appearing above the zombie poster.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's this guy here. There's your light. Yeah, we are live with a new episode on Sunday night. Our good buddy Jeff, Exploring with Harley, is going to join us.
Hmm.
And I think we're going to sort of expand this conversation a little bit more, because Jeff was kind of a part of a, I guess, dig, if you will, by a debunker. I did show you that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
And we'll talk. We'll expand a little bit more about this. Because let's be honest. You have your group of debunkers out there, and a lot of you know a lot of them. I mean, people like Mythos and Beardo. Beardo gets scared, whatever, and so on. Purple, so on and so on and so on and so on. I mean, hey, and then you have your wide range of people that pop out, and like I find myself getting really really angry when I watch certain people with the paranormal. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
Actually, Mythos did a reviewed. He watched this girl. I can't remember her name. And I remember even before Mythos did this, I remember watching her channel and watching a couple of the episodes and going, wow, how do you feel fucking proud of yourself with this shit? It just fucking beyond stupid. When you start out, you're not psychic, and then all of a sudden you become a psychic medium
Mm.
out of the blue. All of a sudden, I'm psychic. And when people are following you and they know your every fucking move, and there's a lot of people who do this. They follow you, they stalk you, and you change your fucking, you know, your direction. People notice it. So wait a sec. You became psychic all of a sudden? What the fuck's up with that shit?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
What I find interesting is how so many people out there are psychic mediums nowadays. Before, you were hard pressed to find them. Now it's like a dime a dozen.
I know. But I mean, we've been around. You and I have been around a lot of people who claim to be psychic, mediums, whatever. In your experience, how many of those, what percentage of those people would you believe truly have that ability?
Out of the people that I've met in my lifetime,
That you've had a firsthand experience with?
I would say less than 1%.
And why would you say that? Why less than 1%?
It would take something extreme for me to believe that what they're saying is true. Anybody who's good at cold reading, anybody who's good at interpreting body language can come up with stuff and make it sound believable.
Yeah.
Right. I've had people tell me, "Oh, this is what's going to happen. You're going to marry a person that's has this name or sounds like this name," and they've all been full of shit. Right. Very few people that I've come across in this whole lifetime of me being involved in the paranormal that have actually left me, I wouldn't say speechless necessarily, but have made me sort of scratch my head saying, okay, that's interesting. You know what I mean? So that's why I say it's less than 1%.
That grabs something out of the ethos and goes, wait a sec, holy, how the fuck did they know that?
Right.
Something
one
that you
person
that
at
you
the
close,
customs house.
Yeah.
Amy Cleary is her name. She said something to me that she should not have known about at all. Like, it's not something you can just pick up on. Like, it's not something that I can relay using body language. You know what I mean? Like, it's a bit of information that nobody knows, or at the time nobody knew at all. I hadn't told anybody.
Yeah.
So for her to just sort of pick that piece of information out of thin air really surprised me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's it's a hard sort of area. Like, I've kind of worked with people on all sort of spectrums of things, and people who will are right out there, are very popular. People who claim that they've worked with police and law enforcement, solved missing persons cases, and so on and so on and so on, that make it so believable that most people go, "Holy fuck, man! This guy's real," and they're not. They're the furthest thing from being real.
Yeah.
They will suck you into their vortex of bullshit and bring you down to the point where, oh my God, how was I so fucking stupid? You know, and they're there. It's like Sylvia Brown.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, there you go. Sylvia Brown, like, for fuck's sakes, everybody fucking believed her, to the point where I think she was like charging $700 an hour on her fucking 1-800 fucking hotline bullshit. $700 a fucking hour.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but if you're really psychic, you probably wouldn't be charging.
That's right.
You'd be wanting to help regardless.
Here's the irony of all of this. A lot, and I don't know if you've come across instances like this, but I've come across people who claim they're psychics who also talk about guardian angels and spirit guides and all that hoopla.
Mhm.
And they're always saying, "Oh, you need to walk the path of light and all of this."
Yeah.
What would your guardian angels think of you charging the amount of money you charge for a reading, you piece of shit?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's just like fucking ridiculous,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it puzzles me because, like, to your point, if you're genuinely psychic and you genuinely have a gift, you'd be willing to help people at no charge.
At no charge, regardless.
Right.
Regardless. The people who really do have those abilities, and I do believe there are some people in this world that do have abilities.
Yep. So do I.
They are in the shadows. They're
Mhm.
the ones that are actually working behind the scenes without charging. Are helping families and police, law enforcement, whatever, people to find missing people or whatever.
Yep.
They're the ones that keep it real. It's the people that go out there and they have a website, and as soon as you go on their website and it's this blaring thing, I work with law enforcement, I've done this, I've written 50 books, I've been on this show, I've been on this network, I've been here and there, blah 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 blah, whatever. It's a red flag right there. It's all about the money.
Yeah.
It's all about the noticeability. I need to be noticed. Narcissistic, if you will. You're getting yourself into a world of fucking bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I know one person in particular, and I know you do, Alex, as well, who uses that, I want to say, fakeness.
Yep.
To the fullest of its extent, without remorse.
Yes. I know who you're talking about. I forgot the person's name, but I know who you're talking about.
And it's sad because, I mean, people, and we're talking about families of loved ones who have perished, very like high level. People have perished missing kids. This particular person has exploited
Yep.
to gain, acceptance,
Infamy, money,
infamy,
everything.
and it's sad. It is so sad, but they are there. They're predators. If anything, they are fucking predators that really do need to be outed. People need to know about these people, the truth behind these people, because they do more damage than anything. Believe me, the damage they've done.
I have yet to go to a psychic and have them say, "I knew you were coming." Never happened.
Can you tell me the winning numbers?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
we don't do that.
That's against the ethereal code. Yeah,
Uh,
that's against
the
my
ethereal-
fucking ball sack.
Yeah, exactly. Bullsack. Anyways, on that note,
Yeah, we'll end it on the ball sack.
the
Guys,
ballsack.
thanks.
Guys, take care. Everybody, this Sunday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 a.m. UK time. Join us.
Yep.
New episode of Nocturnal Frequency Radio. Until then, take care, and we'll see you all later. Have a good one. Thank you, everybody in chat who joined us. Cheryl, Idra, Frank, Michael, and oh God,
Many more.
No, I want Neil, of course, and if Neil's still in there, and so on and so on. Guys, take care. Thank you for popping on by, and we'll see y'all later. Good night. Later,
Take
guys.
care. Have a good night.
Later.